What up, motherfucks? It's your boy, the Hater, and I wanted to make a video today to talk about basically how much time WWE wastes in getting the ball rolling, if you will, right? This is inexcusable at this point, right? We have a bunch of jobbers remaining jobbers, even though they've been there for months, right? Now, let's do three. The three biggest examples, of course, are Gunther, Damian Priest, and Jade Cargill. Now, Jade Cargill is obviously the best one of these three in terms of her actual potential. She has mainstream appeal. She is an attractive woman, even though she's a bit muscular, of course, but she's an attractive broad. I think we would all agree that she's good looking, right? Again, controlling for the fact that she is a muscular broad. The Hater's not into that kind of stuff, obviously, but she's a pretty girl. Now, the problem with Jade Cargill, of course, is that, considering that she's been around for only a few years in terms of like being relevant, she's already like 31, right? So it's like, how much time do they have with her? Like, eventually when she's like 35 or whatever, like it's like she better have already been a multiple time champion. Now, the good news is that, of course, this is easy to accomplish, right? It's just very easy to accomplish because, quite frankly, wrestling's fake, and the women's division is such where you can make someone a 19-time champion in like 2 weeks if you want it, right? Asuka's like in her 40s, so, no problem, you know what I'm saying? Now, with all that being said, cuckwads, the facts remain as they are. Jade Cargill's push has been a complete and utter disaster. Let's be honest, right? Nothing good has come out of this, right? She should be out there dominating broads left and right. You know what I'm saying? Left and right, just squashing girls, not having competitive matches, and sure as shit, not being part of a boring ass tag team with boring ass Bianca Belair, who, in my opinion, there's no reason for her at all anymore. Now we have Tiffany Stratton. Now we have fucking Jade Cargill. So it's like, what's the point? Why do we need a third athletic girl? You know what I mean? But anyways, that's neither here nor there. The truth is the truth. Bianca Belair's 35. She's got a few more years left in her, but we'll see where that goes. Nevertheless, cuckolds, the Jade Cargill push has been slow as hell. I don't remember when they signed her, but they signed her a minute ago, and she debuted at fucking Royal Rumble, right? So it's like, even if you start counting from her debut, which I wouldn't, I would definitely consider her career to begin when they signed her, which it looks like it was in September 2023, nearly a year ago. She's done fucking nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you wasting a year of this person's life to have them debut and then wrestle Liv Morgan for 10 seconds and then win the tag team championships, which are completely meaningless? It's a complete waste of time. The problem is they need to fucking pull the trigger, right? This idea that everything has to be slowly built is becoming ridiculous, right? Sometimes, rarely, but sometimes you gotta pull the trigger, right? You gotta just do it. The same can be said about that jobber, Gunther, right? Gunther, I mean, for better or for worse, I do appreciate some of the things about him. Number one, he got into shape. Like, he's a little skinny fat sometimes, but that's because he's just like, I don't think he does enough sit-ups to be quite honest, right? But he's strong and he's big, and he did lose a lot of weight to make himself into like a main eventer, basically, right? And what did they do? Instead of giving him a massive push, right? They basically saddled him with a meaningless and boring Intercontinental title that nobody gives a flying fuck about, right? 2 years of his career thrown away so he could be the Intercontinental Champion. It's a complete waste. And now WrestleMania is over. He got his ass whooped by Sami Zayn, who's essentially an undercard wrestler. And basically now he's out there trying to, instead of going for the world title, because he's quite frankly like stupid, he'd rather be the king of the ring. For what fucking reason? For what reason would anyone want to be the king of the ring? The last two kings of the ring were King Corbin, who fucking is an NXT, he's an NXT jobber, right? And Xavier Woods, who fucking sucks. There's no prestige in the King of the Ring tournament. It's just like when someone wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and Michael Cole has to be like, well, Jinder Mahal almost won and he became WWE champion. Okay, what about the people that won? They all became jobbers. It's like, if you win, like, you're better off not winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, because if you win it, chances are you're going to be a fucking jobber. You're going to end up being like Mojo Rawley, you know what I'm saying? Or like, what's his face? Fucking Bronson Reed. You know what I'm saying? Either way, it doesn't matter, right? Gunther is now going to be satisfied with what he's been given, and that is to be the king of the ring. You may as well just have him win in hopes of pushing the king of the ring forward, right? But I mean, quite frankly, Gunther doesn't have the charisma to do anything with the king of the ring, and I think that's the problem. The problem is if you're not going to be able to use the king of the ring victory to propel yourself, then you're just wasting your time, right? My two favorite kings of the ring, of course, were Kurt Angle, King Kurt, which was great because he was such a goof that he would come wearing that goofy, it was almost like a queen's crown, right? And he'd have like the stupid ass scepter, and it was great because that's all he would do, right? All he would do was just wear this crown and have a scepter, and he'd be like, I'm the king. Like he didn't do anything else, right? Then, of course, I think the best one ever, King Booker. King Booker is the one that took this idea and actually ran with it, right? He actually made it a thing that worked. He completely changed his gimmick, right? In the what essentially was the tail end of his career, he changed his gimmick to go from Booker T, sucker, to King Booker, which was this exaggerated, almost retarded version of Booker T, who really thought he was a king. He did new poses. He had new entrance music, right? He basically stopped doing the spinneroonie. He wore a fucking cape and would twirl around. His wife became Queen Charmel. He had like a stable based around the fact that he won the King of the Ring. It was awesome. The only thing that he should have done is just gotten like a new move, right? It could have been like a move that does once in a while, like a kingly move, like the crown or something like that. That would have been sick. But Booker T really played up to it. And quite frankly, I think we all know that Gunther does not have the wrestling ability of neither Kurt Angle nor Booker T. I think anyone with sense is going to agree with that. No, Gunther's the best wrestler of all time. No, he's not. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Number one. And two, he surely doesn't have the charisma of either Kurt Angle or Booker T to pull off like a new gimmick or even be like a serious king, right? This has Bad News Barrett written all over it when he became King Barrett. Boom! You know what I'm saying? Fucking just another jobber. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I think that's what Gunther's career is going to be like. He's going to end up being like a Wade Barrett, where people have to pretend that he was like this valuable wasted talent, like he fucking wasn't. But anyways, neither here nor there. Let's move on to the worst culprit of all, Damian Priest. It's been a month, motherfuckers. It's been a month since Damian Priest has been El Campeón. First of all, the fact that he's leaning into this whole Spanish thing is fucking stupid and it's annoying. It's Señor Money in the Bank. You're not part of the LWO, motherfucker. You're part of Judgment Day. The fact that Damian Priest is Hispanic should have no bearing on his character at all. The same way that JD McDonough and Finn Balor being Irish doesn't have any bearing on it, right? Or Rhea Ripley being Australian, right? They have their own set gimmick. But Damian Priest is such a fucking jobber that he really believes, I'm sure, in his heart of hearts that saying, I'm El Campeón is like somehow badass. Like this guy has like this is the problem. This is a problem with hiring indie jobbers, right? The idea is you've hired like Damian Priest. Now Damian Priest has some good attributes. Like he's a big guy, he's a handsome guy, he has something there. But the problem is he's so not cool, right? He's such a fucking dork that despite having these other attributes, he prostitutes them in favor of wearing eyeliner, you know what I'm saying, like a fucking girl, right? Wearing eyeliner and being like, well, you know, I'm Damian Priest, I'm El Campeón. I'm El Campeón, are you? You sound more like El Midcarder to me, cocksucker. So with that being said, the bullet needs to be shot out of the gun, motherfuckers. Like, Damian Priest needs to do something here. This idea that he just walks around being like, I'm El Campeón, while wrestling fucking Jey Uso is a waste of everyone's time. Nobody wants to see this. This has jobber written all over it. Like, honestly, does anyone, when Damian Priest comes out, does anyone feel, here's the champion? No, you literally think, oh, what the hell is that? I didn't know Damian Priest won the Intercontinental title. Oh shit, that's right. He didn't. He has the world title now, right? This is the worst world title in the history of world titles. And it's being made worse by having Damian Priest as the champion. First, you had fucking Seth Rollins as the champion. That was atrocious. And then after that, they decided to pass it on to Damian the Cuckold Priest, right? Damian Priest needs to go on a rampage or do something. And needs to have some fucking segments. He needs to have some time to speak. Not say stupid shit like, all rise for El Campeón. And it's like, why the fuck would they? You were a tag team jobber literally the night before you won the title. You were out there getting your ass beat by Grayson Waller, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Grayson Waller and that other jobber decided to like come after him and whoop his ass. So with that being said, I got nothing more to say about this cuck. The fact is, these three examples of WWE not pulling the trigger are inexcusable. And the reality appears to be that WWE needs to do something about this, because taking 6 months to make one move is absurd, right? It took literally, if you want to count correctly, and you want to count from September, it took from September to essentially May, motherfucks. That's what? 8 months? 8 months, cucks. 8 months to make Jade Cargill the women's tag team champion, right? Like, this is a waste of time. Everybody knows she's going to turn on Bianca Belair or vice versa. It doesn't matter who, right? And they're going to have a match probably at SummerSlam. So who gives a flying fuck? You know what I'm saying? Who gives a flying fuck? This should have happened like the first day. Like at WrestleMania, which was like her first real match, if you don't count the Royal Rumble, the match should have ended with Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill, whoever the fuck is going to be the heel, laying out Naomi, right? Laying out Naomi and trying to lay out the other one and running away. That should have been it. Nobody gave a fuck about damage control. You know, do something, motherfucks. Do something with Jade Cargill. Why is Bayley the champion? Jade Cargill should be like, I want to wrestle Bayley. She should win some meaningless battle royal and then squash Bayley in 5 seconds. That's the way you book Jade Cargill. You don't slow book her. She's fucking 31, motherfucks. You want her to be ready so when Charlotte and other real wrestlers come back, they can have their matches. Oh, Jade Cargill is green. Who gives a fuck? It's not about the in-ring product, motherfucks. Oh, she's green. So what? Io Sky botches every move. People love Io Sky. Oh, fucking, not Io Sky. Io Sky is actually the better one, but Io Sky sucks too. But the other one, the fucking Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane is just like a botch machine. All she does is botch. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't give a flying fuck. With that being said, motherfuckers, take care of yourselves up in this bitch.